Ian Rappaport right off the top this morning. Ian, very excited about tomorrow's Thursday Night Football game, of course. It is in Las Vegas. Raiders need to win. They're hosting Herbo and these guys to get it done right here on NFL Network. But with you this morning, I want to start in the NFC East, where two quarterbacks are a bit banged up heading into Week 15.
We'll start with Alex Smith, the Washington football team's quarterback, who really has led them to be a top 10 offense ever since he came into the starting lineup about 5 games ago. He's dealing with a calf strain. Now, they took x-rays after the game. They were negative. He's been walking around the facility, at least was walking around on Monday. Didn't seem to be in a ton of pain, and the fact that he was just able to do that without really limping is a good sign toward his availability to Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if he's either very limited or doesn't practice today. Rest is the important thing here rather than just getting him out on the field. Dwayne Haskins, of course, would be the backup here for Alex Smith if he can't go, but there's some confidence that he could. Speaking of Colt McCoy's team, that would be the New York Giants, better known as Daniel Jones' team, the starting quarterback for the Giants. He's dealing with a hamstring injury from last week, and obviously he did not look great in the Giants' loss last Sunday. But the main thing here for the G-Man is he did not re-injure himself. So that's good. They expect him to be better when he hits the field Sunday night against the Cleveland Browns. That is the expectation, to practice this week early, feels a little better, and to get out on the field and start closer to full strength on Sunday.
All around, Ian, thank you for being here with us, especially this early in the morning. Hope you're battening down the hatches up there with the fam, and we are ready for the NFC East, who's been really doing a table flipping all season long, especially the last couple of weeks. The Giants beating the Seahawks. Week 13, the Eagles just handed the Saints, the #1 defense in the league, their first loss in September, and Washington took down the undefeated Steelers, and they are currently on a, get this, 4-game win streak. Now, the East is heating up. I want you guys to take a look at the schedule for the division in Week 15. Big matchup again this Sunday. Which team do you think shakes up the playoff picture again, Nate, like a snow globe?
Ooh, did you say the East is heating up?
It is.
It's kind of brisk outside, Kay. It's getting cold out here. But you know what else is cold? That Washington football defense. And I believe they're going to heat up the playoffs if they get in. Of course, they got a tall task coming up against the Seattle Seahawks at home. And I know you're saying, well, Nate, well, then why are you bringing them up if they're playing against Seattle Seahawks? Well, let's not act like this is an easy win. On paper, the Seahawks better for sure. Should the Seahawks walk away with a victory in a convincing one? Yes. But we also said that a couple weeks ago when they faced the Giants, right? And the Giants made Russell Wilson very uncomfortable in the pocket. And if you're looking at that, forget about how the Seahawks may play on defense, because that's a big question mark. If a team can make Russell Wilson uncomfortable in the pocket and do some uncharacteristic things, he'll turn the ball over. And then you have a great chance of keeping their score low and winning just like the Giants did. So for me, it's the Washington football team, because their defense and that D-line, they're so ferocious.
I've never been more riveted by a rep sheet report, and that's saying a lot in 4 years, because I think him talking about Alex Smith, he's talking about a home playoff game or not. I really do. I think it matters that much. I think if Alex Smith plays this weekend, plays the rest of the way, Washington is winning the East. I really do. That's not a flip the table. That's a continue to set the table. Like, this is the perfect mission for Alex Smith. He's waited his whole life for this. And I mean this flatteringly. Old, boring Alex Smith is the perfect guy for this job. Do you know Washington right now is asking him to make like 3 throws a game, maybe 4? Just keep us in it. He's never thrown for 1 touchdown. He's 4-1 as a starter, more than 1 touchdown. It's a perfect combination. Nate, the defense is great.
Yeah.
You've hyped them like crazy. If Alex Smith plays, I love it. Now, if Dwayne Haskins plays, I don't know. All bets are off as far as I'm concerned. The last thing I want from Haskins is Jamal Adams running in his face or in his backside. Like, I don't want that pressure right now based on what I've seen from Haskins. But I can't think of someone better than old, boring, confident, tested Alex Smith to stand in against it. I really think it's Washington's to lose. Maybe something wild happens with one of these other teams, but I think Washington's going to win this weekend if Alex Smith plays. I do.
The show's amazing. Our league is amazing, because a week ago today, we were all on this table raving about the Giants.
Yeah.
Giants just beat Seattle. Look at Nico Lalos. And oh my God,
Lalos.
They had it going on.
And Trey Crowder. Have you ever... I don't even know if there's a band or a show or a team or a bandwagon that emptied out quicker than the New York Giants bandwagon over the last 4 days. It is like, everyone, get off that bus! Get off that bus!
It was like Hoobastank. Once they did the
popular.
reason.
They did the reason, and then
it's see you later.
Fled, right? I mean, that guy with the cranberry juice. And it's over.
He's off too?
Everyone's off.
Peter, True Detective season 2 and 3.
Gone.
Yeah.
Okay. No one wanted to see Taylor from
Kitsch.
I don't know if I'm feeling the same way, though.
You're not?
Daniel Jones was hurt. I know Joe Judge is going to say, well, we thought he was healthy. He did not look like himself. And maybe they should have started Colt McCoy last week against the Cardinals. But I look at this Giants team, and they have something very, very good going for them over the final 3 weeks of the season. They're 2-0 against Washington. They've got the tiebreaker. So if they can find a way to get at least something going, they're home on Sunday night with Al and Chris hosting a Browns team that's playing on 5 days rest, coming in off an exhausting game where their defensive backfield had nothing. I would think that the Giants bring everything to the table this weekend. If the Washington team loses, guess what? We wake up Monday.
Yeah.
Guess who's in first place?
NYG?
NYG.
That's pretty cool.
So as much as I love Alex Smith
And Hoobastank.
NYG
Yeah,
and
they're
Hoobastank.
back. The reason is you, Peter.
The reason is you.
I just think that we're such a week-to-week league and we're such a week-to-week show.
True.
Yeah.
A win and a loss from and guess what, Nate? I don't know. Does Russell Wilson come into Washington and I could see him winning that game, guys. I don't know.
I could see the Browns winning this game.
Absolutely. That's the NFL.
Yeah.
But if it does go a different way, this Washington hype, which I respect and love and appreciate, and I think that offense and that defense is like the perfect combination, the Giants are still alive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But we also saw the Pittsburgh Steelers going in and playing against Washington, and we thought that was going to be a walk in the park. I'm just saying, I feel like all season long, we've been underestimating the Washington football team for a million reasons. Alex Smith, is he really okay? Is that leg going to be all right? Who they have at quarterback? It's been a carousel. Their coach was there, and then he was fighting cancer and battled back and came. There's so many reasons why we could write them off. But I think for the Washington football team, they're looking in the mirror. There's so many reasons why we're supposed to be here. They've already been through adversity. What we're talking about right now and all these different variables, they can care less. They fought the biggest fight of their lives with their quarterback and coach already this season.
They can play anybody. I wish they were playing Kansas City this weekend.
For real.
Washington versus Kansas
They're
City.
fearless.
That's how good their D is. I want to see them go against Mahomes. We're not. But they get Russ.
Russell Wilson's a pretty good consolation prize.
You're right.
Guys, there are these tangible factors, right? Like this is going on, this injury, but there's something weird going on with the Eagles. And I feel like we have to bring them up here at the table if we're talking about it. You said if maybe one of these other teams does something, if the Giants do fall to the Browns, if Washington does fall to Seattle, which I'm sure they'll be projected both those games to lose those games in the NFC East, if the Philly Eagles can somehow take down the Cardinals, it knocks them out of the playoffs. They're let's not even talk about the NFC West side of things. That's absolutely huge, and they would be a half game back.
No doubt.
They of the division lead
With juice.
with juice.
The
with
Eagles.
momentum.
The Eagles are
Aren't we-
fascinating.
aren't
We need to
kind
see
of
another one.
What do you mean?
Well, what is it DiCaprio saying in Django? It's that meme where he's like, "You had my curiosity, now you have my attention."
Yeah.
The Jalen Hurts came out and it was awesome.
Yeah.
We've seen guys come out and be like, wow, he shook things up, and then just fall flat on their face.
For sure.
I got to see one more from Philadelphia. If they beat
Yeah.
Arizona, then we have a party, and this not only at Washington's table. I got to see another one before I start
The
crying.
truth of the matter is, we could say that, and then they can lose, and then next week we're here again.
Yeah.
Because
You're right.
we'll all lose. That's what it looks like.
Eagles win could knock the Cardinals out of the final spot in the playoffs as well. So huge implications across the board in that one.
Peter.
Okay.
This division's pretty entertaining, huh?
Yeah, it is. Pretty good.
It is.
Pretty entertaining. I'll wear that one.
At GMFB with your tweets this morning. Thanks for hanging out with us. So many guests on the way. Kenny Moore, Brandon Copeland will be on the show. Quote plays off to the races.
Jimmy Graham.
Which Guy Wednesday. But how about football on a Saturday? Yes, please. Cannot wait for the special doubleheader. You can only see it right here on NFL Network. First, Josh Allen and the Bills up against the Broncos. We just had KJ Hamler on the show. What an absolute star he is. Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers are up against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's a great one, too. It's the playoff push, and it's on NFL Network with the NFL Network Saturday doubleheader starting